I have never addressed Asmongold on this channel before. I'm going to address him now because, as I was pointing out to Mel, as I point out to you guys, there really is something to be said for what we are dealing with here when it comes to, in many respects, a sort of interpersonal communication crisis that we have in the United States, and how people end up drifting towards these wannabe rabble rousers that act like they're big time. But in reality, Asmongold is, to me, I don't even know what the fuck his name is, but he is somebody who tries to do these sort of misdirection type of streams when it comes to the issue of Israel. It's shit like this that says it all.
Netanyahu informed Trump that Israel will not pull IDF forces from Lebanon and does not consider itself bound by the Lebanon clause in the U.S.-Iran agreement. Okay, you know what? Like, the thing is, this has always been my stance on this. You can never negotiate with these fucks. You just go in there, you bomb the shit out of them, and you leave them. If they
This is coming from a guy who has never seen the gym, much less sunlight, in God knows how many years, and he's saying we need to go in there and bomb the shit out of them. Gee, I wonder why he would say such a thing. Could it be because he's an extremely emasculated incel of a man and gets off on watching other people do it, like this fake Chud picture that I don't even know what the name of that guy was anyway. You know, honestly, to me, it screams very disturbing behavior. It's psychopathic, really, but it's also overcompensation as well.
Want to kill each other afterwards, go ahead, be my guest. But the amount of, like, why are we trying to micromanage Israel? Yeah, why are we doing this, base, baby? Yeah, I think you should keep bombing them. By the way, I think Israel should keep bombing Lebanon because Lebanon has terrorists in it. They have Hezbollah in it, and they, like, again, they're firing rockets into Israel. They are,
as they should. And I also want to say that for anybody who is wondering why our channel gets suppressed the way that it does, do you really think that, all things being equal, that I couldn't compete in a debate with Asmongold? Look at the size of our channel. Look at how suppressed it is. We have almost 128,000 subscribers, and we still don't have a plaque for passing 100,000. Keaton and Russell at Do Dissonance, who are friends of ours and who are at the same level in terms of subscriber count, they have their plaque. They don't get suppressed the way we do. Speaking the truth comes with a lot of risk. But when you're a shill for the corporate Zionist cause, you get to have millions of views every week because you're doing the work of the establishment. He doesn't care. It's all about getting paid. We don't mind getting paid here. We certainly appreciate it if people want to contribute to our channel. It justifies doing all of this work. But to sell out to get it, it's not worth it. For him, it is, though, apparently. And his name is Zach.
They're firing rockets in. I hope he kills every single fucking one of the Hezbollah members in Lebanon. Every single fucking one. And
why don't you join the military and do it yourself, you fucking pussy? Why is it always somebody else's responsibility to rain death from above that you say is a good thing? And the reason he says it's a good thing, ladies and gentlemen, even though we have $1 trillion military budget, which constitutes a lot of different things, including paying off podcasters like him and Little Ben, he's not going to be affected by this. He's part of the club. But us regular folk, oh, we're affected by all of this. So, in fact, anybody out there, and assuming, you know, I'm not one to talk about looking scrawny. Jack, I don't give a fuck what you think I am. I know I can physically handle myself in most situations. So you could say what you want. But in the end, this guy, no, I tell you, real piece of work. And he's got more bullshit to say.
Only then will the people there have peace. That's good. Yeah, and never negotiate with terrorists. Exactly. Lebanon's a semi-Western country. It is. It's disappointing that they're being taken over by these freaks. So, yeah, that's it. Remember the pager attacks? I do. APAC funded. Right. Yeah, and, you know, again, like, it's...
You know, the thing about him making a laugh, if you will, about, oh, I'm APAC funded. Here's the thing you have to remember. It doesn't matter. And this is the big issue that Jen and I address constantly when it comes to people who say this is an APAC issue. No, it's not. It's an Israel lobby issue. APAC is one of many organizations. Democratic Majority for Israel, the ADL. APAC is a problem, but so is J Street. The Zionists for America. I could go on, but they're all there. And they all give money in a lot of different nefarious ways. They have shell corporations. They have law firms. They wash this money, and they manage to get it to these people so there's not a paper trail. Wasserman Schultz was doing that for years once people figured out that she was taking money from the payday lending and the private prison industry. She couldn't justify that representing really low-income working people in South Florida. So she had to get around it, and that's how they do it. So Asmongold is no different. So when he huffs and puffs about, well, I don't take any money from APAC, he doesn't say the Israel lobby. He didn't say that. He said APAC. So keep in mind, language matters.
Oh, it's Israel. Israel's so bad. These people are trying to blow you up too, bro. Like, that's it. And we can't have Lebanon looking like Gaza by the end of this, though. That's not my problem. Like, what they do over in the Middle East, like, whatever they want to blow up, whatever they don't want to blow up, it's not my fucking problem. I don't care. I just don't want to have any terrorists. That's it. That's the only thing that affects me as an American. Like there are no terror cells in the Middle East. Everything else is secondary to that. So that's the goal. That's what matters. So many of these people are actual goyim, and you've been convinced that Israel is your biggest enemy, while you side with other people that want to ethnically and demographically replace you in a different way, and you think that they're on their side.
This is the same bullshit that you hear in conservative circles when they incessantly talk about Dearborn, Michigan, and how the whole country is going to become Dearborn, Michigan. That's exactly what he's saying. That we are becoming ethnically cleansed. You know what I mean? That's what he's trying to convey. Again, I don't know. Personally, I don't think that he believes anything he says. It's kind of like the line that Winston Zeddemore says when he's getting interviewed for the job in Ghostbusters. If it has a steady paycheck in it, I will believe anything you say. And that is exactly what so many of these slop podcasters end up doing. Is the paycheck worth my time? Absolutely, I will say it. It's like the what's-her-face getting caught, the swimmer, name's slipping me right now, when she's getting caught saying, okay, so what is it that you want me to say now? What is it that you want me to say regarding what I believe? Where's my money? When they talk about the $7,000 checks, this is a huge part of it.
That's what's happening to you. And you're being played for a fucking fool. You've been poison pilled. And do you know why? It's because you're winning. It's because you're winning astronomically. You're completely destroying every one of their designs. You have totally removed the idea of, genital mutilation for children because they've been psyoped by their parents to think that they're the opposite gender. DEI has been all but destroyed. You've had all of the pride flags hanging off the White House replaced by muscle cars and fucking motorcycles. You have a UFC fight in front of the fucking White House that the president attends for his birthday.
Imagine thinking that that's a flex. if there is one thing that we can say about Reagan that is positive, regardless of whether you agreed with his policies or not, and obviously we had very significant differences of opinion regarding Reagan's policies. There's one thing Reagan always prided himself on, was respecting the office of the president, understanding the significance of holding that office and always presenting yourself in a leader-like manner. And that is something that Reagan did do very well. The level of disrespect that Trump has towards anything, and I do mean anything, as far as what actual traditions regarding the executive mansion is supposed to be about, he has desecrated it to the point in which I don't know how the hell we'll ever come back from it. From what he did to the East Wing, to the Rose Garden, to the grounds, and this UFC bullshit. It is beyond disrespectful, and this overcompensating individual is trying to suggest that UFC debacle was something to be proud of. Even if you don't believe it and you say it, you're pathetic. I mean, you look pathetic. You might as well act it too. We'll finish it up.
You have had a cultural victory that is so massive and widespread that it's caused them to cancel entire TV shows because they're afraid of the backlash. You have completely destroyed them culturally. And the only thing that they can do, they know they can't beat you. They know that you're winning. They know that the Chud, the year of the Chud, is so powerful, so they're trying to poison you by fixating on something that's not them. Stay focused. Stay focused, because they're not done yet. They're not done, and there are still too many of those people in the problem. And I understand you have problems with Israel. But all I'm saying is that those problems should be dealt with after these. Stay on target. They want to distract you with Israel because they don't want you to look at them. That's the reason why.
Let me tell you something. This guy is hiding a lot of shit in his closet. I don't know if it's because he's wearing those rainbow shirts in both clips, but whatever he's trying to prevent you from talking about clearly is an overcompensation of sorts. And I don't know how I came across this, but this was kind of a dead giveaway. Now, again, I don't care if Zach is that Russell Brand's less. I met Russell Brand. No, I would say that he's a grifter, and Russell Brand is a grifter. He's a lot more than that too. But again, this is a reflection in so many ways of either being closeted in some respects or just being completely emasculated in another, or maybe it's both. And I bring this up because if you could ever capture the incel Groyper pipeline in one tweet, this is it. Men are naturally more attractive than women on average. That's why women need makeup. This isn't me being gay. Are you? It's science. Look at a peacock and a cardinal. Male versus female. Females get mocked. Greek statues dedicated to the peak aesthetic form, overwhelmingly men. No, Michelangelo was gay, in case you didn't know. And then, of course, Mr. Fuentes drops by to say, I agree, in all caps. Now, I don't know about you guys, but when I read this, I am reading somebody who truly is overly obsessed with male genitalia, perhaps. Women are the more attractive sex. This is not up for debate. Women have much better personal hygiene. I also believe, and this is just me as a man, objectively looking at this. One of the reasons that I believe a lot of women end up wearing a considerable amount of makeup is because the expectations that are put on women in society to look attractive is eons more insane than it could ever be for men. You want to say that's a patriarchal approach, and that's why it's done? I'll give you that one. But in reality, you can never, and I mean ever, question whether or not it is A, more difficult to be a woman than a man. It is. And B, women are the more attractive sex by far. Now, am I saying this is a heterosexual male? Maybe. But I know what I see. And I don't really know what to make of a message like this. But these are men, that's not, like I said, it is so much easier to be a guy than it is to be a girl. It just is. And you know, this is also one of the reasons why, when we talk about advocating for the Second Amendment, that it's always so much more necessary for a woman to have a piece than a guy for protection. This is also the reason why a lot of men are lacking in interpersonal communication capability. You could call them incels, you call them whatever you want. But Zach Asmongold, like Fuentes, has a very big platform. The Groypers, there are millions of them out there, and they support this. And I do sympathize with a lot of these guys. I do. The world has not been kind to them. They are seeking an outlet. I've told the story when I first had gotten into real estate a few years back. When I was in South Florida, I was checking out a property and I had to look in an apartment, small apartment, might have been 400 square feet. And this guy, and this is the middle of the day, he wasn't working, he was home. He was on his laptop and he was watching Tim Pool in the middle of the day. And there are millions of people out there that are like that. They're looking for an outlet. And so I do feel for them. But guys like Asmongold and Fuentes are taking advantage of them. They're using them to make money. They are using them to keep them in an endless cycle of perpetual hate and anger and resentment. They're not teaching them how to be better. So for any of them who are listening that are wondering, what are some of the ways to be better that can help, especially if you're interested in figuring out how to communicate with the opposite sex or even the same sex. Hey, have at it, whatever works for you. Eating right and exercising goes a long way. It builds up self-confidence. It gives you a whole other outlook. You'll feel better about yourself first and foremost. You have to love yourself first before you even attempt to go out into the world and try to make that impression on somebody else. But it helps a lot. I always encourage people to do that, and it's usually one of the more inexpensive ways to do it. So try it. You might be surprised. I think Jeter's gift basket. And by the way, don't let Jeter's gift basket is allowed to stay here. I appreciate the screen name. Let me tell you. For those who don't know this, Derek Jeter had a lot of girlfriends, put it that way, over the years when he was with the New York Yankees. And he was known for bringing every one of his lovers a gift basket, if you will. This is not a joke. That this is what he would do. He would kind kind of bring them. I don't know what he would bring them. Maybe Jeters knows some of the gift items. I guess some of it was like flowers and scented oils and things of that nature. But he was quite the charmer. So I gotta give him credit for doing that. And I was a Yankee fan growing up. But with that being said, I'm not saying that you have to go out there and do that. But there are ways that you can improve your life, and you should. Listening to Asmongold and Fuentes is not the way to do it. They're never going to try to make your life better. They're only going to try to see how long they can extract money from you, like the fucking grifters that they are. So take that into consideration the next time you listen to them, and the only thing that they want to talk about is how much they hate women and they think about male dick.